David Carradine opens the wrong door in a Las Vegas hotel and finds Elvis Presley in a karate gi practicing kicks in front of a mirror. What happens in the next 15 minutes does not just create an unlikely friendship. It teaches the king of rock and roll something about stillness that changes how he performs forever. Las Vegas, Nevada, August 1972. Saturday night, 11:47 p.m. The Las Vegas Hilton, the biggest hotel in Nevada. 2,500 rooms, 3,000 people gambling downstairs. And upstairs in the showroom, Elvis Presley just finished his second show of the night. Sold out, standing ovation, the king at his peak. David Carradine is in the building for a television interview, some local station doing a piece on the new ABC show everyone is talking about. Kung Fu premiered 3 months ago, already pulling 30 million viewers a week. David is not famous yet, not Elvis famous, but he is becoming someone. The interview ended an hour ago. David should be back at his hotel, should be sleeping, has an early flight tomorrow. But Vegas has a way of keeping people awake. The lights, the sounds, the energy that pulses through the carpeted hallways at midnight. He is lost. The Hilton is a maze. Backstage corridors that all look the same. Doors without labels. Security guards who wave him through because he looks like he belongs. He is trying to find the exit, but every turn takes him deeper into the building. He stops at a door. Hears something on the other side. Music. Not Elvis music. Something else. Traditional. Asian. The kind of plucking strings you hear in martial arts movies. Curiosity wins. He opens the door and freezes. Elvis Presley stands in the center of the room wearing a white karate gi, barefoot, black belt tied around his waist, in front of a full-length mirror, mid-kick, leg extended, perfect form. The room is massive, a private dressing suite, mirrors everywhere, jumpsuits hanging on racks, gold records on the walls, photos of Elvis with Muhammad Ali, Elvis with Ed Parker, Elvis breaking boards, Elvis in tournament stance. Elvis sees David in the mirror, does not lower his leg, holds the kick. Perfect balance, you lost friend. David does not move from the doorway. Wrong door. I am sorry. I will just... Elvis lowers his leg, turns around, studies David's face, recognition flickering. Wait, I know you. You are the Kung Fu guy, the show on ABC. Caine. David nods. David Carradine. Elvis's face transforms, the guarded celebrity mask dropping, replaced by genuine excitement, the kind of excitement that made him the king in the first place. Pure, unfiltered, childlike. Man, I love that show. I have seen every episode, 3 times each. My guys are tired of watching it with me, but I do not care. He walks toward David, hand extended. Elvis Presley. But you probably knew that. David shakes his hand, still processing. Elvis Presley, in a karate gi, watching Kung Fu reruns. I did not expect to find you practicing martial arts at midnight. Elvis laughs, loud, filling the room. Brother, I practice every day, twice a day when I am in Vegas. Ed Parker is my instructor, 8th degree black belt Kenpo. I have been training since 1958. Got my 7th Dan last year. He gestures at the photos on the wall. Most people think it is a hobby, something Elvis does for fun. But this is real. This is who I am when the jumpsuit comes off. David looks at the photos. Elvis with various martial artists, certificates, trophies. This is not a celebrity dabbling. This is a dedicated practitioner. Elvis notices David looking. Come in, close the door. Unless you have somewhere to be. David hesitates, then steps inside, closes the door. Elvis walks to a small bar, pours 2 glasses of water. No alcohol. Hands one to David. I do not drink when I am training. Dulls the reflexes. He sits down on a leather couch, gestures for David to sit across from him. So tell me something. That walk you do on the show, that slow, deliberate thing, like you are moving through water. How do you do that? David sits, surprised by the question. The walk. Yeah, I have tried to copy it. Cannot get it right. My guys say it looks like I am constipated. He laughs at himself. I can kick through a board. I can do forms that would impress any master. But that walk, that stillness you have, I cannot figure it out. David thinks about it. No one has ever asked him this before. People ask about the fight scenes, the choreography, never the walking. It is not about the body, it is about the mind. Elvis leans forward, interested. What do you mean? When I walk as Caine, I am not thinking about walking. I am thinking about nothing, emptying everything out. The body follows the mind. If your mind is rushing, your body rushes. If your mind is still, your body is still. Elvis frowns. I do not know how to think about nothing. My mind is always going, always planning, always worrying. The next show, the next song, the next problem. That is why you cannot do the walk. Elvis looks almost hurt. You are saying I think too much. I am saying you perform too much. Even when you are alone practicing in front of a mirror, you are performing. I saw it when I opened the door. Perfect form, perfect posture. But you were watching yourself, judging yourself, performing for an audience of one. Elvis is quiet, processing. David continues. Caine does not perform. He just exists. He moves because movement is necessary. He stops because stopping is necessary. There is no audience in his head, no judgment, no performance. But I am a performer. That is what I do. On stage, yes. But you asked me about the walk. The walk is not performance. The walk is presence. They are different things. Elvis stands up, walks to the mirror, looks at himself. Show me. David hesitates. I am not a martial artist. I am an actor. I learned enough to look convincing on camera. You know more about real fighting than I ever will. I do not want fighting. I want that stillness. Show me. David stands, walks to stand beside Elvis at the mirror. Okay. Close your eyes. Elvis closes his eyes. Now, what are you thinking about? Elvis pauses. Whether I look stupid with my eyes closed. David almost smiles. That is performance. You are imagining how you look to me. Stop that. I am not watching you. I am standing beside you. There is no audience. Elvis takes a breath. What are you thinking now? The show tomorrow. Whether my voice will hold, whether the crowd will. Stop. Those thoughts are not here. They are tomorrow. Be here. Right now. This room. This moment. Nothing else exists. Silence. Elvis's face slowly relaxing, the tension in his shoulders releasing. Now, without opening your eyes, take one step forward. Elvis steps, slow, uncertain. Another step, slower this time, more deliberate. Now open your eyes, look at yourself, but do not judge, just observe. Elvis opens his eyes, looks in the mirror. His posture is different, softer, less posed. I look different. You look present, not performing, just existing. Elvis stares at his reflection for a long moment. I have not felt like this in years, maybe ever. There is always someone watching, always a camera, always an audience. Even when I am alone, I am performing for the version of me that everyone expects. He turns to David. How do you turn it off? David shrugs. I am not famous like you. I can still disappear. Walk down a street without being recognized. That helps. I cannot remember the last time I walked down a street. Then you have to build the stillness inside. Carry it with you, because you are right. You cannot escape the audience, so you have to learn to be still, even when they are watching. Elvis nods slowly. Will you show me more? David looks at the clock. Past midnight. Early flight. I have to be somewhere tomorrow. Forget tomorrow. Stay. Teach me whatever you can. Tonight. David hesitates. This is Elvis Presley, asking him to teach. The king of rock and roll wanting to learn stillness from a television actor who does not even know real kung fu. The absurdity of it. The honor of it. Okay, tonight. They work for 3 hours, David teaching Elvis everything he learned from the show's martial arts coordinators. Not fighting techniques, movement philosophy, how to breathe, how to center, how to exist without performing. Elvis is a dedicated student, focused, humble, nothing like his stage persona. He asks questions, takes notes, practices each movement until he understands it. At 3 a.m., Elvis's manager knocks on the door. Worried, Elvis has not answered calls for hours. Elvis opens the door. Calm, centered. I am fine. Go to bed. The manager sees David, confused. Who is? A teacher. Go to bed. He closes the door. They continue until dawn. When David finally leaves, Elvis shakes his hand with both of his. I do not know how to thank you. You do not have to. I want to give you something. What do you want? Money. A car. I have 17 Cadillacs. David shakes his head. I do not want anything. Everyone wants something from me. I wanted to find the exit. You gave me something better. An experience I will never forget. Elvis laughs. You really are like Caine. You know that. Most people would take the Cadillac. I am not most people. No, you are not. Elvis reaches into his GI, pulls out a medallion on a chain. Gold, engraved with a yin-yang symbol. Ed Parker gave me this when I got my first black belt. Said it represented balance, light and dark, movement and stillness. I want you to have it. David looks at the medallion. I cannot take that. You taught me something tonight. Something no one else could teach me. Take it. David accepts the medallion. I will wear it. Do not wear it. Carry it. When you need to remember stillness, take it out. Look at it. Remember tonight. 7 years later. August 1977. David is shooting a film in Europe when he hears the news. Elvis Presley is dead. Heart failure. 42 years old. He goes to his trailer. Sits alone. Pulls out the medallion he has carried in his pocket for 5 years. He never saw Elvis again after that night in Vegas. Never told anyone about what happened. It felt private, sacred. A moment between two men that belonged only to them. But he heard stories over the years about how Elvis started performing differently. More stillness between songs, more presence, less constant motion. People called it maturity, called it evolution. David knew the truth. One night in a Vegas dressing room, a wrong door, a right conversation. He kept the medallion for the rest of his life. When he died in 2009, it was in his pocket. Some lessons do not need monuments. They just need to be carried. He once said that the hardest role he ever played was not Caine, not Bill, but himself. A man caught between what he pretended to be and what he wanted to become. And maybe that is why his story still resonates, because we all know that feeling, the gap between the mask and the face beneath it. Is there a moment in your life where someone saw through your mask, or a moment where you finally took it off yourself? David Carradine walked through Hollywood for 50 years, carrying questions most people never ask out loud, about authenticity, about legacy, about what it means to be real in a world that rewards pretending. If you want to know the real stories, the ones they did not put in the interviews, you are in the right place. We are peeling back the curtain on the man behind the monk. If this story moved you, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these untold moments. Do not forget to subscribe to David Carradine, The Untold Path. We are just getting started. There are stories about Bruce Lee's funeral, about the letter Kareem Abdul-Jabbar carried for 5 years, and about the night everything changed. You do not want to miss what is coming next. Leave a comment below. What is your favorite David Carradine role? And did you know he carried this much weight behind the calm? I will see you in the next video. Walk the path.